Hello there, guys, and welcome to Daily Updates. A very intense testimony there by the Senzo Meyiwa trial by Colonel Steyn. Now, if you really were following from the first minute, you must be having a headache because there was a lot of numbers, a lot of information, and with all that was covered, the main purpose was trying to put Kelly Khumalo as a link towards the accused to just show that these people have a connection together. And I think Mr. Steyn has done a very big justice to the family of Senzo Meyiwa. Well, of course, they're still coming to grill him the next coming days. The defense lawyers, they have to make sure that whatever the information he's providing, I mean, he came up with things like he identified some of the numbers through callers. So now the defense lawyer will come gun blazing to just come to him and say, you are lying on this one and this one. And remember, the state has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that these guys that are accused are definitely the guys that needs to be arrested, and the defense need to do their job. And as much as Steyn has come with a lot of information, it is going to be very interesting. Now, I did a little summary on the case that was happening today because you cannot really follow everything. It was very, very intense and one has to have a headache. Now, if you look at it, he started by just giving us this plot of accused number 5, accused number 3, accused number 1 to say that there were a lot of calls between these guys. There was a lot of communication between them, and some of the cell phones were saved amongst themselves. They saved each other's numbers. And basically there was calls between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5 in many occasions. Like before the death of Senzo, there were just so many communications. As much as he doesn't dwell to say that this is what they were speaking about, and I don't think they have any way of getting that information, but there were a lot of calls. He was mentioning a lot of times, a lot of dates, calls leading up to the date of Senzo getting killed. And he goes further to say that Senzo gets shot, and afterwards his number, his phone is off, and then they do a SIM swap after Senzo gets shot. You might just wonder, Senzo get killed and his number, suddenly there is a SIM swap to his number. So while Senzo has been shot, and then there is a SIM swap that is made, there are calls to Senzo Meyiwa's phone, even after he was dead. And there was a moment where they went to the clinic taking Senzo there, and then there was a call to that number. So basically, it's like somebody was just trying to cover their tracks, and there is communication between David Matebula and Kelly Khumalo. And I think this one, there's probably nothing to it because David Matebula was a former Kaizer Chiefs player who's probably a friend of Senzo. I think upon hearing that Senzo was killed, he tried to call Kelly Khumalo just to find out what was going on. But they did mention it, which I was not sure what they were leading up to when they were speaking about this communication. So Steyn continues to say that Senzo's phone is busy, and at some point a call is made to Kelly Khumalo via Senzo's phone. Remember that phone that was done SIM swap. They switched it off, done SIM swap, and suddenly Senzo is dead. But there is a call from Senzo's phone towards Kelly Khumalo. If you look at it, the state might be channeling just a point to say that, well, what if Mandisa, the wife of Senzo Meyiwa, was involved in this whole case, and she was the one using that phone to call Kelly Khumalo? That is one channel that they could be taking or trying to go with, because at this point you're just surprised. This man has been killed. He's lying in a mortuary. Now there is his phone being used. You've done a SIM swap. Suddenly, Kelly Khumalo is receiving calls from this, and I think what they would be trying to do is to say, well, Kelly Khumalo was being threatened, and these calls between the accused and Kelly Khumalo was just to threaten her. But now how do Inkabis continue to threaten you? Because what we know is Inkabis don't threaten, they come and do the job. As much as the defense might come and say, well, look, this thing between Kelly Khumalo and these guys, Kelly Khumalo was the mastermind. And at some point, if they do that, they will be admitting that their clients really did commit the murder, but they were taking instruction of Kelly Khumalo. I think that is the best thing that the defense lawyer can go with, because at this point, how do you really defend your clients who are just being told that, well, they had a lot of communication between them and the person who's not yet there? And at this stage, it makes Kelly Khumalo as accused number 6. There's no way that she's gonna come as a witness. You don't come as a witness when the link is pointing at you. When he continues, Mr. Steyn, he says that while there are calls from Senzo to Kelly Khumalo, and then there is a call between Kelly and a phone that is traced to a hostel. So basically, a murder has just been done, and hours and probably a day or days leading up after that, here is a call that is traced a tower that is next to a hostel. Inkabis live in a hostel. Here's a trace where they're tracing this number from a hostel, and that number called Kelly Khumalo. Connect the dots. I mean, it's like there is a mastermind behind this, and there were talks of international calls on Kelly Khumalo's number. Well, she's a singer. You could probably direct that to say that, well, maybe people were looking for her to book her. So, in a nutshell, there is a very big link between Kelly Khumalo and suspect number 1 after Senzo dying. And after Senzo dies, there is a call between Kelly Khumalo and the suspect number 1. Senzo Meyiwa has just died. There were calls before Senzo died. And now they are saying that, well, Senzo is dead. But there's still a call between suspect number 1 and Kelly Khumalo. Tell me, in any country, how does that not get the person who is mainly mentioned as a suspect, unless they are really leading up to it? But I do ask myself, well, what is the state really going on with this thing of putting Kelly Khumalo as the main person? Are they trying to protect her, or are they just trying to throw her at the lions and let her just answer for herself? And the final piece that Steyn has just said was that they arrested suspect number 3, and when they arrested him, they arrested him because of he was carrying an illegal firearm, and they took that firearm together with his cell phone, and they tried to access the pictures and messages in his cell phone. Some of the pictures they got was that it showed that this guy had dreads. Remember the story of there was a guy with the dreads. Now they're saying that they believe that he is the person who was mentioned. Now this thing, that's what I'm saying, you are going to have a headache, but eventually somebody's just going to sleep. At this point, I don't think they arrested the wrong people. They arrested the right people who probably committed that murder. But at the instruction of who? Somebody took that phone, somebody signed up that contract and say, the head of Senzo, 150,000, 250, something like that. He's a celebrity. But what is the motive behind killing Senzo? We know about his many girls that he likes. We don't even know the deeper thing that they were fighting for. At some point, they will try to bring Mandisa, the wife of Senzo, into the picture. But at this point, we have suspect, we have Kelly Khumalo, we have a lot of calls, and then we stay there and get confused. But Steyn has just done a wonderful job. I know the next coming days, they are going to give him a hard time just for him to try and prove beyond reasonable doubt that whatever that he's alleging has definitely taken place. And I'm really interested in finding out how he's going to respond to these. Guys, tune in and please subscribe to the channel. Until next week. Cheers.